Well, good California morning, everybody. Today, we venture into the gauntlet. Today, we're going to LA.
Just in time for Halloween. Today, we're going to cover the macabre side of Los Angeles. An alleged haunted lighthouse, a graveyard full of famous people, and a spooky hotel. Stay tuned for this one. Things are about to get weird.
There's so many ways to escape, but I guess it's time to wake up, time to wake up. Far too many ways to escape, but I guess it's time to wake up, time to wake up, time to wake up.
All right, now we're California up to LA, guys. Somewhere in San Clemente now. It is early Saturday morning. Traffic's not too bad so far. But first stop we're gonna make is someplace that a friend of mine says he will not go anywhere near. So I was like, as soon as I heard him say that he doesn't want to be anywhere near this place, I was like, I gotta go there. So Tony, the next stop's for you.
I'm going to break the timeline a little bit in the next 2 episodes, guys. Obviously, there's a lot to see in LA, and we barely scratched the surface. We only had 1 day here, so we wanted to cram in as much as possible. And upon returning home and reviewing the footage, I realized I had 2 very different Los Angeles experiences. A more traditional glitz and glamour LA experience, and what I have for you today, a visit to the darker side. Today's first stop, Point Vicente. Look at Google Earth's rendition of it. Apparently they think it's haunted too.
So I have arrived someplace that a good buddy of mine, Tony, you know who you are, said he won't go anywhere near. So as soon as he said, I can't go anywhere near this place, I had to come here. San Vicente Lighthouse.
Opened in 1926, the Point Vicente Lighthouse keeps a vigil over the narrow straits and rocky cliffs between California and Catalina Island. The legend states, yes, I looked it up, the legend states that on foggy nights in particular, you can see the apparition of a woman in long, thin clothing wandering around the parapet of the lighthouse. Now, as to what she's doing there, that's where the story breaks off into 3 different versions that I found. One states that she was the wife of a former keeper, and that one tragic night while admiring the view atop the lighthouse, the light from the lighthouse blinded her and she fell to her death. Another simply states that she threw herself off the edge of these cliffs after being rejected by her lover. But the last one is my favorite. The classic tale of the woman who lost her husband at sea, so she keeps an ever-watchful eye out to sea, praying that one day he will return. Now, to be fair, none of these claims can be substantiated by historical record. However, there are literally hundreds, if not thousands, of eyewitness accounts of this exact same phenomenon. So is it real? I'll leave that up to you to decide.
Well, it's closed up for tours right now. Apparently there's only like 1 time a month where they'll even let people go down there, but so this is as close as we get, but that's okay. I just wanted to look at it, see what scared him so badly about it. I don't know.
Well, it's time for us to get moving again. We're getting a little hungry. Well, when aren't we hungry? But you don't have to believe in ghosts to appreciate this place. I would have loved to have flown a drone here, but nope, not allowed. Now we set sail for the mammoth metropolis known as Los Angeles, California. And after a quick lunch and our first experience with real LA traffic, we found a tiny garden loaded with history.
So we are at some Hollywood cemetery. I don't remember the name of this place.
Welcome to Westwood Memorial Gardens. Obviously, in LA, there's a lot of cemeteries where past stars have been laid to rest. But this tiny little cemetery in Westwood packs more star power per square inch than any of the others. If you like old school Hollywood, you're gonna like this.
A lot of famous people buried here, and there's one in particular that I know my dad will appreciate. But yeah, we're gonna check out some of the more famous graves as this episode turns into something unusual for this channel.
Well, they're not signing autographs, but we met some stars today. Let's check them out. We're first greeted by legendary actor Kirk Douglas, probably best known as Spartacus.
Starring Kirk Douglas as Spartacus, slave, gladiator, invincible fighter.
Here's Walter Matthau, and just down the row, Jack Lemmon. They did a lot together, but they're best known as the Odd Couple. If you like game shows, odds are really good you've seen one of this guy's creations. Charlie's Angels star and 70s heartthrob, Farrah Fawcett. And he's still getting no respect, even in the afterlife. All in the Family star Carol O'Connor in Archie Bunker's new place. And here's Columbo actor Peter Falk. Here's Sam Simon, writer and producer of many hit TV shows including Taxi and Cheers, and most notably, The Simpsons. Hey, a lot of these names might be unfamiliar to you, but I guarantee I'm gonna find some you know. How about legendary jazz crooner Mel Torme? Or maybe Don Knotts, best known for his role as Barney Fife in the iconic Andy Griffith Show.
Hey, this is a deadly animal, vicious, a killer.
Madworm?
Rattlesnake. See?
Oh, yeah.
How about Playboy's Playmate of the Year 1980, Dorothy Stratton? Still lots of controversy around this one. Was it just an accident or was it murder? Or how about the lovely Eva Gabor? Probably best known for her role as Lisa in Green Acres, and my favorite, Miss Bianca.
Oh, that poor little girl. Oh, Mr. Chairman, please, may I have this assignment?
Oh, wait, I know. You're looking for the uncontested queen of pinups herself, Betty Page. You like books? So does she. She wrote a lot of them. And so did this guy, for that matter. And one of my favorites, the most prolific drummer of the 20th century. He's inspired generations of drummers of all genres, including myself. So I couldn't leave without paying my respects to the late, great Buddy Rich. Here's silver screen star of the silent era, Fanny Brice. Bonafide rat packer, Dean Martin. There's probably a Christmas song or two of his that you really like. Her life was tragically cut short at the age of 12, but her chilling delivery of this one-liner left an entire generation spooked.
They're here.
All right, we've dinked around long enough. It's time to go see Westwood's two most famous residents.
I know you young'uns don't know half the people that we've been seeing today, but you do know at least these two, right?
Yeah.
It's the OG Hollywood blonde bombshell herself, Marilyn Monroe, and her eternal neighbor, Hugh Hefner. Does Marilyn Monroe really need an introduction? No, but we're gonna give her one anyway.
A kiss on the hand may be quite continental, but diamonds are a girl's best friend. A kiss.
So all the rumors turned out to be true after all. The crypt next to Marilyn remained empty for decades, with only swirling rumors that Hugh Hefner had reserved it. Well, there he is, the Playboy tycoon himself. Now say what you will about this pairing, I know there's a lot of controversy, but two undeniable truths came of it. Hugh Hefner launched one of the most successful men's magazines of all time, and Norma Jean Mortensen was solidified as an icon.
Rumor has it that this guy up here, we don't know if it's true, but rumor has it that this guy is actually buried upside down so that he would be facing her for all eternity. I don't know how true that is, but it's a great story. Now you notice the stones are a different color. Why is that? Because people keep doing this. Do I dare? Hell no. No. I don't want herpes. One of the craziest parts about this cemetery is that it's just buried in amongst all these tall buildings here in LA. It's hard to find. I almost missed the turn because it came up so dang fast, and you know, LA drivers have absolutely no patience. Not happy that a tourist is trying to find this place. Sadly, there's probably a lot of graves of very famous people here that I am just not finding. That's just gonna be the nature of it, as you're just kind of walking through a cemetery, you know, when you're just looking for names that you recognize. I'm sure they probably don't sell a map that said, hey, here's where all the famous people are. I mean, that part over there, that was easy. That's nothing but, you know, pretty much famous people in there. But out here, in all this, it's just kind of a take a walk and hope you find them.
Well, Jay, you big dummy, you don't need a map. There's this thing called Google, remember? And yeah, we missed a whole bunch of them. Some of the more notable ones: Frank Zappa, Donna Reed, George C. Scott, Peggy Lee, Robert Stack, Burt Lancaster, Roy Orbison, Jim Bacchus, Florence Henderson, Bob Crane. Now, to be fair, Frank Zappa and Roy Orbison are both in unmarked graves, but hey, had I Googled it, I'd have known where to look.
Well, Hugh and Marilyn, it was good seeing you, but it's time to go.
So our last stop today is going to take us to a true house of horrors. We're in search of what many have dubbed to be the most cursed hotel in the United States. And to get there, we have to go to a rather questionable part of LA.
Dude, we are in a sketch part of freaking LA because we wanted to see the Hotel Cecil. It is sketch. Boy, times are tough for Serge, man.
Yeah, we are literally braving Skid Row just to get a peek at this.
It's right here. It is.
Yep, there it is, Hotel Cecil. This is fixed up.
You're in the process.
They're calling this fixed up.
This place can't catch a break. Since it opened in 1924, it's been plagued with murders, suicides, robberies, drug dens, mysterious disappearances, and bone-chilling backstories. We've all seen the viral video. The Cecil's most recent tragedy is the story of Elisa Lamb. She went missing for weeks before she was finally found floating in one of the water tanks on top of the building. This was the last footage of her ever captured, and it led many down a rabbit hole of conspiracy and mystery.
So it took a minute, but we found some parking and we are standing right next to the Hotel Cecil. So much history here. More recently, this is the hotel where they found that poor young girl in the water tank, rotting. People were complaining of foul-smelling water. Go back even further. This is the place where the Black Dahlia was staying when she was murdered.
Wrong! That's a myth. The ties between the Black Dahlia and the Hotel Cecil are murky at best. Someone reported seeing her have a drink here in the weeks before her murder. So what? But you know who actually does have ties to the Cecil Hotel? Serial killer Richard Ramirez, aka the Night Stalker.
This was a pretty sick individual.
The so-called Night Stalker who has terrorized California.
The same man is suspected in 6 to 8 murders and 25 to 30 attacks.
I'm not big on cussing, but bat crazy is the only word that comes to mind.
It was worth driving around in circles for a little bit just to try to find a parking spot. But I don't know. It's an interesting little area around here, man. You got all types, all walks of life. It's freaking amazing. And it's actually pretty chill. I was a little worried coming into kind of the quote-unquote Skid Row area, but this is all right. As you can see, it's now nighttime. Guess where we are? We're still around LA. We're trying to find a place to eat, man. What is up with LA? You think LA would be like everything's open till like 2 in the morning. But no, everything closes at 9 here. Why does LA roll its sidewalks up at 9? This is crazy. But anyways, we just want to try to find some food. So we're actually going to go back to freaking Oceanside and we're going to go to a taco joint there. I'm a total nerd, but this is freaking cool. Hey, as you can tell, we've made it to Hollywood. All right. Feeling in the revelry and the history of this place. All right, y'all, Korean barbecue tonight. This is fun. Oh, this is too fun. We just had a long drive.
So how was that for something a little bit different? Look, man, sometimes you just gotta let the spooky vibes roll. So when you're out there traveling across this great country of ours, be sure to give some love to all the weird places too. We'll be back with LA Part 2 soon enough. But for now, as always, safe travels, happy camping, and cheers.
All right, guys, so we've made it back to camp. It sounds very weird to say back to camp because we haven't done much camping on this trip. I mean, we've slept in the campground, but we've been out doing stuff. Today was the big LA day, and that was a big day because we did so much today that it's kind of all of a blur. It started with a battleship and ended with Skid Row. It's just, how do you put that into words, really? That's why I took a lot of pictures and a lot of video. We did a lot in one day. So anyways, back here at camp, chilling out, and I think tomorrow's gonna be kind of a chill out day. We're gonna chill out. I know we're gonna have some Korean barbecue. I know we're going to the beach because, you know, I mean, we just went to the beach, but you know, I'm from a landlocked state, dude. We don't get beaches. We get to swim in lakes or swimming pools at best. You know, the ocean, we're here. Better soak it up while we can. So, yeah, we're gonna go back to the beach. And then on the day after tomorrow, we start heading back. But on the way back, we've decided to take a different route. We're not gonna go the same way we came back. We're gonna go way down south. And we're gonna skim right along the Mexican border, and we're gonna go down South Arizona, and I think Carlsbad is in our future, as well as maybe a somewhat famous New Mexico town. I know that's pretty vague, but you'll see when we get there. I think a day like today warrants a drink at the end of it. In my schmancy Route 66 shot glass. So we're gonna call it a night here. We'll see you in the morning. Cheers.